What's going on, everybody? This is Tony. Welcome you back to the Comiverse. And in this special episode of End of the Converse, later on tonight, we're going to be talking about death in comics. But first, I want to bring out my panel. First, we have my man, Durs, collecting with Durs.
Boom,
How you
baby.
doing, brother?
How you doing, my man? Happy to be here.
Well, we also got the man from across the pond, Mr. DVH, Dr. Von Hoots from the Comics from Spiral Dimension.
Evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Hey, doing great, brother.
I got my hood on. That makes maybe I shouldn't say that too loud, huh?
Sounds like a good time getting your hood on, bro.
Yeah,
I'm down
yeah.
for that.
And we got Cliff. What's going on, Cliff?
Hey,
Hi, how's it going?
how you doing,
Evening,
man?
sir.
Happy to be
So,
here.
I hope you're all having a smashing evening. Is that correct, DVH? Smashing evening?
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
Swell, glorious, glamorous. Yeah, that works for me.
Well,
Bang
there's
your
not,
evening.
now, according to Lois Lane in 1978, nobody uses the word swell anymore.
Yeah. My girlfriend gets. She knows I'm being sarcastic if I tell her to have a swell day.
Well, first thing I want to do, let's start with the chat, and then we'll get into some community news. Started off with Chris the Comic Vet. He says, Jean Grey, rest in peace.
Brother.
Oh, wait. We got Trev the Shipping Guru.
Hey,
What's going on,
my
everybody?
man.
We got Mr. Brian LCS, Mr. CBC Awards himself.
Great show, bro. Amazing show.
Oh, that last night's show was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Trev was a finalist, as well as I've got two finalists on board tonight. Congratulations to everybody that made the finals.
We got 3 finalists, bro. We're all finalists.
Oh, wait, Cliff.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Cliff.
Council of Comics,
Council of
bro.
Comics, yes.
To
Forgive
be
me,
fair,
Cliff.
they are one of the newer guys, but we'll let it slide the one time, Tony.
We got
Thank you.
Mike from Evil's Comics. There's Cliff. Hey, Cliff.
Hey.
I'm kind of just blasting through here. Got a lot of the chat saying hi to each other. And Brian saying thank you.
We also got KBDM. How you doing, my man? Can't
Oh,
forget
yeah.
about
Okay. Hey, KBDM. How you doing, brother? And so the first thing we're going to talk about, we'll just get to the community news, which now everybody knows that, the big thing last night, all the finalists were revealed for the CBC Awards. Now, what is it? You have till starting today, you can vote until what, November?
Yeah, November 21st.
Something like that.
Something
Brian,
like that. Dude,
Sounds
don't.
right.
Brian's in the chat. Don't ask me for dates, dude.
Yeah,
I can't
Brian,
even
you're
get
in the
right
chat,
times.
so if you can give us a date on when the deadline is to vote.
I can't even remember people's live stream times.
Just do it now. That'd be easier.
Just go to
I'm
it.
guessing. I'm guessing.
November
No,
18th
I'm
was the
guessing.
last day. November 18th
Oh,
was the
I
last day.
see. I knew. I thought it was end of November. I went.
You're good. You're good, Juris. Listen, it was like the most exciting night in entertainment history for me.
Mhm.
Like
It was
I never felt so like edge of my seat.
It was perfect for me because like I said, just for me being on the page of nominations was amazing, and 500 votes so far. That's crazy.
That's incredible.
Amazing.
That's because I've been campaigning from 7 a.m. till about 5 p.m. today. Nothing but hitting up every relative, past coworker, past student, just nonstop.
Nice.
Good for you.
Nice.
I love it.
Nice.
That was my plan, Cliff. If I was like, I don't expect to make finals, but if I do, I was telling everybody, get ready. Y'all gonna be hearing from me. As Dirk said in the chat last night, I was gonna whore myself out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for real. For real.
And actual Dracula tried to bring the smoke today, and I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna summon the Buffy squad.
But yeah, I want a big shout out and congratulations to every single person every channel that got nominated, because it's awesome. I mean,
I wish
love
I'd seen
watching
the live
everybody.
stream. Like, it's really annoying me now.
It's-
I had a very rare real life thing to do
Mhm.
today, so I had to be awake in the morning.
Yeah.
I should have just stayed up anyway. Would have been
But-
fun.
Nice, Mike.
When I seen DVH's that made the finalists, I went, oh man, he's not even watching this. Oh,
Yeah,
I was like, he is going to be shocked.
yeah, I was. So I was like, what?
Dude, I actually Chris Loves Comics, one of the Facebook homies, he didn't even know. he won. So I just messaged him or whatever. I'm like, dude, you know you won, right? And he's like, shut up. And I had to screenshot him this picture and send it to him.
I wanted to. I almost told him. I said, "No, man. I want him to find out on his own." Because I was like, so that's for, I mean that's got to be something, you know. If I'd have found,
dude,
if I would,
dude, he might not have ever known. He never
you're right.
know.
You're right.
True.
Yeah. So like my girl just got home when my name was announced, and I went nuts. So that was perfect.
Oh, that's so perfect.
It was. She was at work doing a little late night shift.
Now, I haven't been keeping up with what's been going on in the community. I apologize for that. So at this point in time, if y'all know anybody that has a milestone coming up, like
Legion of Comics, he just hit
Legion's
3K.
got one. Okay.
That's the first one. Oh, dude, there's a lot. There's a lot that are hitting milestones because I try and tag like 2 or 3. Because what I do on my show tomorrow, I'll go through my YouTube list and see who's close to milestones and try and tag them. But if anybody knows anybody in chat, shout them out, link them. But I know Legion of Comics for sure just hit 3K.
I know I'm sitting around 244, somewhere around in there, so I'm just chilling.
I'm like 5 off of 1,600, but I ain't gonna do anything crazy till I hit 2K. So I'm just chilling. Oh, for sure, bro. I was so proud of everybody. Just my biggest, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little biased because I'm one of the newer dudes on YouTube, just being here for a year. But I just wanted to see like names like me, Hoot, Tony, Trev, C Bizzle, Scotty, just all the new bloods, Cat Fan, all the new dudes. I just wanted one of us to make it. I didn't care who it was. I just wanted one of us new dudes that have kind of done YouTube in the past year to just make that list, and I would have been more than happy. And even Comics by the Bay, everybody, all the new dudes that from this past year that have been really close, that started with me, that I'm close with everybody. I love everybody, but it's nice growing with these people, bouncing ideas off smaller channels and stuff like that. We all of us made it. All the new dudes in my crew made it. So I was so proud of everybody for doing that.
I got to shout out that Mike from Evil's Comics is almost at 666. So
hey,
nice.
Hey,
the Dark Lord.
Make sure you keep it there.
And Trev's 1K live giveaway will be Sunday, September 10th.
To me, Mike, I found out about Cat Fan right about the same time I hit the community. So like most of the people for me is new. That's what I'm saying. Like that gelled with me and stuff like that. Yeah. And he especially with his like comic book, daily comic book and collectibles. He started doing that like a month or two before I started watching him, and I show up every day for that. So that's what I mean, Mike. You're one of the OGs. I consider. You've been around for a long time, man.
See, my burden was made easier. Now I just got to figure out who I'm going to vote for.
I mean, can I just say whilst we're talking about it, like I'm really honored that anybody would think of me in the favorite category. It's just insane to me. I mean, I'm English, so I don't really understand how to take compliments. It just doesn't work. So, like, my assumption is they're sort of lying and giving me a pat on the head. But I was really, really happy to see that I got the unboxing, because I genuinely didn't think I was in for a shot with that at all. But that is what I do, if you see what I mean. Mm-hmm. Like, so I was just like, wow, like people watch my stuff, and they like enough people.
Dude, I love
watch
your
it.
Stuff like that.
It's really rewarding in so much as, like it means that people have watched my videos, which is great.
That's exactly how I felt with the community builder. That was the one category I wanted to see myself with, because community builder, because that can kind of focus with, because the one thing I do on my channel with my Friday positivities and shoutouts, that's my most proud video. That's the thing I'm most proud of with my channel and everything like that. It's my least watch, but I know it's reaches out to the people that really need it, especially week in and week out. So me just having that kind of series be focused for the community builder, that makes me so proud. It makes all those late nights editing and filming that and just being down in the dumps. And I don't want to record anything positive, but I know there's people out there that need it. Like you said, dude, it's just so rewarding to know that people are out there watching your content and you're reaching people.
Well, first thing I want to say, DVH, your jokes with Magic Badger are worth your nomination alone.
Classy, baby.
I really liked the one that I put up
You
earlier.
and
Like,
Comic
the
Andy,
reaction
man,
to that was gold.
You and Comic Man Andy, his dad jokes and you and your Badger jokes are on par, bro.
And I'm gonna be bluntly honest. Last night, when they announced that Scotty got a finalist for Comic Book Addicts, I almost teared up for that because I was like, if there was one show that deserved to be a finalist, it's Scott.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Addicts.
That show is great.
All the crew made it.
It's really, it's a really, what's the word? It's sort of an important show because it's just that little bit different enough.
Yeah.
To touch on sort of real subjects.
Yep.
Which is important in real life like it's not for me. I like it's not what I want to do. But it is important that it exists.
Open up,
and it like I think it's fantastic.
Open that hoot flock up, bro.
yeah. But I mean, if
I know it's not for everybody, for sure.
I want to do another form of entertainment, but what Scotty's doing is probably more important than the dopey shit that I want to do.
They're both important. Yeah,
I'm going to debate about it. Like
my brain would turn to mush if I didn't have the dopey nonsense content.
Exactly, that's what I want.
Well, I'm going to segue into the next segment, and it is New Comic Book Day and other pickups. So, do y'all have anything y'all want to show off?
If anybody wants to go first, they can, but I got some new stuff. It doesn't matter to me.
I'm going to go last because I got a ton of stuff. So
I'm going to say right now, I've got nothing. Like, I've been to a shop.
Cliff,
haven't done an unboxing this week, so I'm out.
So who wants to go first?
I'm voting Cliff because it's my first time on stream with him, and I'm very happy for that.
And guess who this is from?
Oh, perfect! There we go.
That's right. I did not have an opportunity to film my unboxing yesterday, so it's perfect that we're together.
And you can always go back and screen record or reseal it. It's in a Gemini, so just reseal that tape. Bam,
by the way,
content, baby.
So much love and respect for you guys who've been using the Gemini sealers. Like, they're great.
I try my best to model my packaging around Rob. I can never ever even come close to what he does.
Rob's packaging,
every time I've sent something to Rob, and it's not that often, but I've done it a couple of times, and it just it fills me with dread of him opening it. Like,
Mike wants the link, by the way, Tony.
You did super tape job over here. I will tell you,
dude. I am notorious for extra tape, but that's just at the end of the day. I always tell people just pre-cut my stuff before you record it.
Listen, I am that guy that is terrible. Everything I've ever unboxed for any video, whether it's just my little tiny channel or the Council of Comics, I'm there struggling, going, "Why are there so many layers?"
It's all painter's tape once you get inside the Gemini. I promise.
Of course. but the road there is like, wow.
Just want to shout out Brian LCS for being a giveaway goblin just like me at the same time in Nerdy Girl Comics. What not stream right now?
Nice. I
just saw his name pop up.
He's there. He's getting it.
I love the personal note. I appreciate it.
Of course, bro. Always.
Mike, if you're still in the chat, I just sent you the link through Instagram. And I will try to. I'll post that in the comments too. Give me a second.
Yeah, giveaway goblins, baby.
Spider-Man 2099 Exodus. Oh my goodness.
Did I put a sticker in there, right?
Yes, there are stickers. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Worry.
Cool.
Okay.
That's my first.
We have an issue. We have an issue. You might want to turn the green screen off because we can't see a bunch of the.
Yep. Shout out to Izzy. We learned that from him. Yep, just turn the green screen off. Bam.
So this is my disaster behind me.
Oh man, it happens, dude.
Right, and like no, because we're remodeling the basement, right?
Right.
So but we've been doing it for like a year, and like this is
that's still organized chaos.
Yeah,
this is organized chaos.
I got you, Trev. Next week, I promise.
When all of this is complete, hopefully the end of September, this will be my new little studio downstairs. So I'm really looking forward to it. By the way, this is what I was looking forward to most.
There you go, baby.
This
I got that.
before.
I went all the way to Heroes Con, got that personally signed for you, and everything. That was tough for me to let go, but I'm glad it went to somebody like you, man.
Listen, I love Superman, and you have no idea how much I appreciate it. Like when I won, I was like,
Nice.
oh my god! Like,
Nice.
I literally forgot about anything else. And there's a Spider-Man
Hey,
2099.
always gotta throw some 2099. I forget what books were back in there. If you ever send that Superman book into CG or whatever, I have I can send you a picture. I have proof.
Solar
Oh,
and
that's
Magnus.
nice.
Oh
That
yeah,
is
always got to throw some Valiant.
Oh, and the
somebody's way.
Pokemon cards.
That was from that's all the way from California from Rob.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
That stayed in
And,
the.
and yes, you did well by me with the stickers. They are here.
Nice. Perfect.
I'm just trying not to make too much of a mess.
Oh, I had a huge mess unboxing this big ass box I had yesterday. Me and Brian did not win that giveaway, sadly. It was first appearance of the Prowler. So.
Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Durst, Trev says he needs a Durst sticker.
I got him next week, bro. I had to get all my 1K stuff going out. I still
don't send my slab until you get the stickers because I want that sticker.
Trust me, I got you. Your stuff's already in a box. I just need to get to the post office and figure out how much it's going to be, and then have fun filling out that invoice to send to you.
Hey everybody.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey.
Look at my Thanos origin just sitting in the background.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, by the way.
All right. So who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Durst, you're being blocked by the duck.
Yeah, I'll go. And while I'm going, if same thing with chat, same thing with panel. I do need kind of a cover theme for my show tomorrow. I haven't really thought about one. So if you guys think of one that's cool or anything, just type it in chat or let me know on the panel and I'll go with something because I do need ideas.
Famous ducks.
Famous ducks. I don't know if I have any of those covers. So
okay, it has to be a book with a team made up of
individuals,
30% women that also identify as men.
Adam's face.
Man.
Okay, Adam, I'll give you something solid to go with. Famous aliens.
Famous aliens. We'll have to see. Because it always depends on what I got in my collection too. So I'll
have
tons
of aliens in your collection.
So this was just
Star Wars.
Let me see.
How about famous robots that are not Transformers?
Ooh,
there you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to the GoBots.
This is from Peppermint over on Whatnot. I just got this book in. I just got this in today, and I just opened it. And this is perfect for the theme tonight. This is Marvel Hawkeye. This is issue number. No, this is part 4 in a 4-issue limited series. But he's dead. He's dead on the cover, so that's perfect.
Oh, bless him.
Oh yeah, he's died before.
Yeah.
He's sleeping good.
Yeah. Spoilers. He probably comes back, but
I'm getting Empire Records vibes from that. He's not
a
really
little bit. And
are
then,
you sure about that, Durs? I'm pretty sure everybody stays dead at Marvel, right?
Right. And then,
they were just acting out the Rocky Horror Picture Scene. You know, that was what that was. That was the introduction of Rocky.
I wasn't allowed to go to the LCS because I was on a budget this week, so I didn't get any new comic books, but I did get. And for people like Trev, who shout out, Blue Wrench supporter, community builder supporter, stuff like that. For people who watch all my content, Trev, you're going to see this 3 times because I'm going to show it off here, I'm going to show it off tomorrow, and you're going to see it Monday in an unboxing video. So hopefully you enjoy. We got Transformers number 20.
Oh, that's dope.
Newsy, baby. Yep. Right there. And like I said, shout out to Josh Woods Collectibles. He's been helping me out with the Transformers books. And then everything after the Transformers books are all from Izzyverse. So this is number 19 for Supreme.
I don't have any cool videos when people show awesome stuff. So
it's okay. Me neither. I've been meaning to make one. I've been messing around with Canva.
I can lick the screen or something.
There you go. Number 16. Bumblebee, baby. These are all for you, Who. Number 15.
Yeah, they're
Robot
awesome.
Mastered. I love that dude down there on the bottom.
Yeah.
And then number 14.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember everybody who first appeared in that, Durs?
No, I remember Skid.
It was Skids, Tracks, Hoist, and Grapple.
Somebody else. And then this is another book
Probably
I've already unboxed. It was a Whatnot
Maybe.
win. But this is going to Trev or Cat Fan or somebody, one of the AOKs. But this is that Sabretooth cover.
Ooh, that
That's
was a
pretty
good
cool.
read. That
But
was a
you know
good.
me, no hate on the X-Men. They just ain't for me. And same thing.
Oh,
with
that's
this
not
under the
Let's
Whatnot
do it.
win.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to bust this out.
First print.
I filmed for Shiny 4. I filmed 10 whack questions on Tuesday, so I had to bust that
Oh,
one out.
open that book up. Does it still have the coupon inside?
Ooh,
Where
yeah,
it
that's
has
a good
the-
question.
If it has-
Something
Oh,
is
yeah.
killing the children.
Boom! Keep that coupon.
Yeah. What's this
Yep.
for?
It was for the 8th print. It was for a free copy of the 8th print of Something is Killing the Children.
Yeah.
And
Wait.
everybody used that coupon, so save that coupon in there because it's not valid anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But,
so
it is-
but
it's-
nobody has that coupon, so it's kind
Yeah,
of like
it's like the tattoos in the ASM. You need
gotcha.
to. keep
But if you
it.
go look up that book, like
Mhm.
you hardly ever find that book for sale with the coupon. That's my point.
Nice.
Like
nice.
it's rare.
Good
Well,
tip, guys.
Durs, Trev suggested, what about dead covers or funeral or graveyard?
I do
Cool.
like that one.
I'll throw that on the
That's
list
fun.
because, like I said, I like to dig through my collections to make sure I at least have a decent or 10 of those to go off. So I'll keep Alien covers, and then I'll keep that one as well. And then the rest of these are from Izzyverse from winning Teenage Turtles,
Yeah.
Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's that comic exposure exclusive.
Nice.
And then Izzy being Izzy, always got to include some Warlock. What is up, my monk, my man? It's Newsy as well. And then this
Hey,
was dope.
Drop and drop.
What is up, Chop, my man? This is the Batman Adventures Mad Love #1, but this is a 1 in 500 cover signed by John Boy Myers.
Nice.
Dang, that's
And
cool.
That is sweet.
That's a comic exposure exclusive as well. And then there's a massive plane flying over my house. This is done by Izzy.
Mm.
That is
Drawn.
pretty.
Yeah, that's
See
awesome.
Bizzle?
See Bizzle, my man.
Yeah, see
And
Bizzle.
then the last thing, this all started because I reached out to him. He's going to Fan Expo, and a comic book artist that I really enjoy was going to be there, and I wanted him to get his autograph and get a print. And it's none other than #Jang Gang, baby. Got
Oh,
that
yeah.
Spawn John Jang with that Jang signature at the bottom right there. So shout out to Izzy, shout out to Josh Woods for hooking me up with them. But
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, mine-
like, show
show it
that again because it's awesome.
is that better?
Dang it.
Are you still
Not
breaking up?
even yeah.
Huh?
It just started as you showed the
No,
spawn print.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Little
not
bit.
really.
A little bit.
I'm
little
breaking
bit.
up.
Yeah, it's got
Looks
it, like
good on my end. Is it better?
you're going 8-bit.
Mm,
Dude, it looks fine on my end.
yeah, no.
No.
Sad
Dude.
times.
It looks fine on my end.
It's probably your computer if you're running a computer.
Hang on.
So,
Like now you look fine. Your
Yeah, try
connection
now.
came back.
What's
Try
going
now.
on, fanboy?
Hey fanboy.
There we
there
go.
we
Better?
go. Yeah,
Dude,
that's
it
all
looked
good.
fine. It looked fine on my end the whole time.
It was
Yeah.
just like laggy, like it, but
Really?
it wasn't. It was the whole thing, like your audio and the. Oh
Is
yeah.
that Jang? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but
awesome.
shout out to Izzy. Shout out to Josh Woods. Yeah, it was at Fan Expo. I reached out to Izzy. But yeah, that's all I got until I like I said, I can stay till like 7:45. But I do have a nice little an interesting topic to talk about with death. So stay tuned for that.
Well, Mike, you got anything you want to show off, or
Not really. No, I mean I got my new comic book pickups, but honestly they're almost all red. But
You're a
nothing.
monster.
Nothing that I picked up. Well, okay. I didn't pick up my new books from this week. This is my. I always have one off week where I have to wait. It's my rent week, so I won't be able to get my new books until Tuesday. And then this coming week, it'll be I'm getting books on Tuesday, and then I'll pick up the new books on Wednesday too.
You're double week.
Man, I don't know why I was lagging. Shout out to Halo.
It wasn't for long, Durs. It was just when you were literally
dude, that was
showing
weird. There's some huge plane. I heard some huge plane flying over my house. Maybe that was it.
You were good all the others.
It's gone. Yeah, I don't hear the plane no more, so who knows? Maybe it was aliens or something.
I'm trying to figure out where to start. I got a lot of stuff to show off. So
show us.
Bear with me. Okay, so first, this is some whatnot stuff.
Hey.
I also went down that giveaway hole too.
Nice.
And
giveaway Goblins Unite, bro. I'll start a cult, baby. We'll take over whatnot.
Hey, hashtag Team Goblins. Just saying.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
So the first thing I'm going to show.
Yeah.
First things I'm going to show is what I won. The last thing I'm going to show I actually bought, because I think I mistakenly told Durs that I won one of them when I actually bought it. So I've got this Marvel's issue 6.
Alex Ross.
Nice.
World War Hulk Frontline #1. And if there's any significance to this, I don't know.
Ooh, that's a nice Tootsie cover.
It's a Tootsie book.
Yeah.
Show that on Remy's channel.
Yeah.
It's got to be somebody with a Tootsie fetish.
We got a nice Newsia ASM 366.
I dig that.
Ooh. Was that the Rose Battle?
You got Taskmaster on too.
I think this has something to do with Peter Parker's parents. It's been a while.
When the Parker clones were running around.
Shout out to Chris and Rob.
It was pre-clone.
It was a little bit before then.
Those 3 are going in my giveaway box. These are staying with me. I got a nice. I'm gonna send Christmas episode, Christmas comic, a Punisher War Journal #39. It says "Honed for Christmas" down here at the bottom.
There you go, bro. Keep that for cover themes.
I am. And this one I showed Durs, and he liked this one. This is Exiled #1, the Attack on Titan homage.
Jealous. Love, dude. Love it.
That is seriously cool.
Yeah. Attack. Show one more time. Bring that one back up here. Give us a little bit more of that. There you go. Attack on Titan's one of my mains. I love that. And it's Wesley Snipes' book.
This would have deserved. This would have definitely deserved a matte splash. I mean, I'm just saying.
It's very
love
cool.
that. Hey, Scotty. Hopefully you're having a great night, man.
I got issue 4 of Predator.
I
think this was the first series. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
yes, it is.
Is it Dark Horse?
Yes, it's Dark Horse.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
And then now this is what I bought. They threw in this Raphael print from Nate Made It.
Dig that.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, see,
I got
Nate. Sorry. Just I also got a bunch of Nate Made It. Who's Nate Made It?
I guess he's an artist for Comic Tom, because I bought this off of Comic Tom's Whatnot channel.
Gotcha.
But it's the Reggie's Guide to Collecting Comics.
There you go.
With the nice Wizard #1
That's
homage.
a cracking cover. He's as homages to that goes.
Is that the guy from the
awesome.
CBC Awards?
Yeah.
I think he's the guy that wins them all.
He won. Yeah, he won.
Yeah.
First year, he took everything.
Okay, now this is my new comic book day pickups. The first 3 are for my daughter. I got her the trade for Chapter 3 of Wind.
That's book.
I'm actually not giving her this one till I read it, because for some reason I didn't get the single issues for Volume 3, so I'm going to read this. Then I got her My Little Pony, Classics Reimagines, the Unicorn of Odd. I think it's supposed to be like a pony-eyes version of Wizard of Oz.
We all know that's yours, Tony. Don't have to.
Right? You don't have
around.
And then I got her DC Ruby #7. She really loves Ruby ever since she was watching the web stuff when it was Rooster Teeth. I think.
Is she hyped for Ruby and Justice League cartoon that's coming out or whatever?
I don't think we've actually discussed it.
Yeah,
the first one's out. It's a show or a movie or something. I'm not a fan of Ruby, but if she's a fan, tell her to check that out.
I love Ruby. You know why? That's America. And you got the wrong cover. You should have grabbed the America cover, because that's America. No, I love Ruby.
America and Dolpho? Is that what we were talking about?
Yeah, America and Dolpho is the
God,
main
I love her.
runner for Ruby.
I finally got this copy of issue 1 of Red Sonja with the cover I wanted.
It was good issue too.
Got
Oh yeah.
First time I seen this, Scotty was showing it off, so when I seen it, I had to pick it up.
That is a
That's the one with
remarkably
Mike-
good story.
Is that the one with Gary's?
It is.
Yeah,
It's
it's got Gary's quote on the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was an
But
amazing.
it's a really, really good first issue.
Yes, it
To the
was.
point where I subscribed straight after reading it.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's awesome.
I need to get that just for the quote. I got a book with Mike's quote on it.
Yeah.
Got Something That's Killing Us Children.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good issue.
There you go,
Yeah,
Durs.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
So as you can tell, some of these are from last week. I'm looking forward to reading this.
Oh, you haven't read it
didn't-
yet?
Like Void Rivals 3
No.
didn't do it for me. I'm getting a
Stop.
bit.
Really?
Stop.
Really? With the cliffhanger and everything?
There wasn't there. Wait, he hasn't
No,
read. Tony hasn't read it
Hang
yet.
on,
So,
Tony hasn't read it.
Mhm,
The
so we
good
gotta.
bit of it
we gotta-
happens after the book.
Oh,
Like,
man.
is the
the little cameos were perfect for me, bro. Enough. That's all I need.
I'm not sure, Trav.
Big game.
I haven't read that.
Yeah,
I haven't
big
read
game.
that yet. So chill out.
I
I'm
started it,
hyped.
but I haven't finished it. So
First
All
issue
right.
was awesome.
I got the regular facsimile.
You better show
You
it.
got the foily?
Yay.
Right on.
And I was lucky to I pre-ordered this one because if I hadn't, my LCS sold out. So
Bro, my LCS is like, hey, we have 7 because I had 2 pre-ordered. They're like, hey, we have 7 of the foils. Do you want them in your box? I'm like, sure. They're cover
And the
price, so.
the last new issue I bought, or for the last pickup I did, was it was a back issue. Bought this strictly for the cover.
Nice.
From 1973.
amazing.
I seen
Love
that dude carrying that coffin on the back. I said, "Oh yeah, that's mine."
Yeah.
All right. So now the next things I'm going to show off is what I bought. Now, back a long time ago on the hot seat when I was on there with Gary, I told everybody that my favorite DC Comics character was Firestorm. And ironically, at that time, I had 2 issues of Firestorm comics. Now I have. Then I went back and bought their Volume 2 run. Then I bought issue 1 of the Volume 2 run. Now I've got the Firestorm. I keep saying Flash. Firestorm Limited Series. I finally have his first appearance for the first time ever in my collection.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Very cool.
nice.
I got these for very cheap. Got issue 2. And of course, issue 3 blew me away because I didn't know this was the first appearance of Killer Frost.
Yeah, that's the thing. There are loads and loads of really nice keys in Firestorm.
Yeah.
It's
I always
very
like
cool.
Firestorm.
Wait. Which issue was that? Because I just learned something new.
Number
7.
3.
Issue
number
3
3.
is the first Killer Frost.
Cool. Learned something new today.
Issue 4 and issue 5.
I think 7's a big one. 9.
Ooh,
I'm trying to remember. There's a lot of keys in Firestorm.
yeah.
Now, the last of the new stuff that I bought, then I'm going to get to a mail call. I went on eBay looking for the hologram covers for Robin 2, The Joker's Wild, because, they had 4 standard, new standard, covers for issues 1 through 4. Then they had hologram covers, and I just assumed there was 4, and I was sadly mistaken. I found this slipcase set for $11 on eBay.
Oh, awesome.
And it says that the contents is all 4 newsstand issues, all 10 hologram issues, all 4 trading cards, and 2 custom acid-free backer boards. Price when it came out was $30 in 1991. This thing is still factory sealed.
It's still sealed.
Yeah.
So
Who sold
what-
that? Does it
what are
stay
you
on
gonna
there?
do?
I remember that. I remember the exclusive.
I don't remember who I bought it from off of eBay, but it says DC Comics on the back. So I don't know who.
Are
I
we
want
looking?
to say it was. I want to say it was Toys R Us. Oh, you got one too?
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Oh, wow.
I
Because they
got,
did
I,
have-
got a, I got a couple of the single. I had a couple of the single issues from that. The
Ooh, I got the
ones in the
singles, 'cause
poly
they-
bags, and I gave those away randomly.
And I got
I'm-
issue 2 here.
I'm
They got
still debating
posters.
on. I'm still debating on if I want to open this because I know I don't. I could tell by looking at them that none of them are bagged and boarded, so I don't have any bagged and boarded.
I have one question. Was it
All right.
Was it affordable enough for you to buy another one at some point?
Well, when I bought this one, I would have said yes because there was quite a few listings that were $12,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went back Friday to order another one, and they
Mhm.
jumped up to $30.
As long as
That's
it
still not
stays,
bad,
as long as it
Yeah, it's
stays
still
under,
not bad.
as long as it stays under 50, I say crack
Yeah.
that baby. and get another
Yeah.
one and keep it sealed.
I was
Tony,
actually thinking,
Tony,
Yeah.
real quick. I've got to hop off for a second. I'll be right back. Can you hold off doing the other
Yes.
unboxing until I get back?
yes, I
Cheers.
will.
I'll be waiting right here
Thank you,
for
sir.
you. Right here for you,
Right.
son.
So,
Look that.
but I have actually kicked around the idea of buying another set to keep sealed, and then buying a third set for a giveaway.
I would honestly do that before you open it. I would honestly buy the other one and then crack one open.
Make sure you have 2 before you crack one. 100%.
But plus, you could see the quality of the packaging from the outside. You know, you don't want to crack one and find out you crack like the worst looking. You know, I don't know. That would be my thinking behind it. But I mean, they're not. You know, Robin. All those Robin 1, 2, 3. They all did that hologram and the poster and the cards with that. But they're not really like sought after series. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if there's key anything.
Oh, they're I
Well,
normally
they're
see them in
not.
like the dollar
Yeah, I
bins
don't
and stuff,
think so.
but they're always cool. Like you always,
Yeah.
whenever you're digging through,
Oh, I
and you
love 'em.
see, yeah, whenever you see a holographic book,
I think
even the X-Men ones, I still see.
I'm always happy to see the card.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I always like the story because it's Tim's first introduction of dealing with the Joker, and this
Yeah.
was like after a death in the family. Of course, you know the Joker came back and I think it was in issue 450, 451, and then like Batman had to go away. The Joker was around, but he was like, "Don't mess with the Joker until I get back." And of course, you know how that is. And but yeah, and I want to get the others. I'm trying to get all 3 Robin miniseries. I've got 1, I've got 2. Now I'm going to get Cry of the Huntress. I'll go ahead and throw this out here real quick since we're waiting on DVH. I'm going to take this. This is my project starting tomorrow. I got this from Hobby Lobby.
Wow.
So I'm going to take this beautiful little piece of wall decor, and starting tomorrow I'm going to do a project, and the project is going to involve saws, drills, glue, screws, polish, all the beautiful things. And once I'm done, I'm going to be filming the whole thing when I do it. And when I get done with it, I'm going to box it up and ship it to Rob. And it's going to be my donation for C3.
Nice, dude. Dig that.
And what is it going to be?
It's going to be a clock.
Wow.
That's cool.
So is it going to be like one of the holographic or like almost the 3D type ones that I've seen?
No, I mean, no.
Oh,
I
you're
mean,
just going to make it. Okay, I know it.
I'm
You're
go-
just going to use that image and turn it into a clock.
No, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this.
Uh-huh.
And I'm
Just
going to put
cut
a
it
clock.
to the circle.
I'm going to put a clock right here.
Okay. I see. Nice, man. That's
I've done that before. I made like John Wayne clocks for my dad and my father-in-law. I made some Elvis clocks for my mom and my aunt, and I've made like 6 or 7 clocks. And I did these a few years ago, and I wanted to contribute something, and I was like, I could probably contribute a slab and some comics, and that'd be cool. But I said I want to do something different, so I figured I'd make something and contribute that.
nice,
so
bro.
I figured,
Thoughtful.
yeah.
Honestly, you know what I thought you were going to tell me you were building? I thought you were telling me you were going to be. He was like building some kind of comic box out of it. Like he was going to cut it down.
Oh,
I
that'd
was
be
like,
cool.
that would
no.
be dope. A wooden? And I was like, hell yeah.
I don't know
But
if I could
clocks
be.
are cool.
But I tell you what, we'll go ahead and get into the topic, and then I'll do the unboxing later when the DVH comes back.
Perfect. I don't know how long my back can hold out.
But so tonight's topic is death in comics. So we all know death is coming. In the comics world, it's maybe it will, maybe it won't. And even when it does come, it's only temporary. So what is everybody's view? I mean, you think back to the Silver Age, or like the death of Gwen Stacy, the death of Uncle Ben. Well, I was going to say Bucky, but he's alive now.
Man, Death of Miss Marvel. How can anybody forget
Death
about
of-
that one?
The death of Captain
Don't
Marvel.
even get me. Don't get me fired up.
Don't even get me you cannot forget about one of the most memorable and jaw-dropping and unexpected deaths in comic book history.
You know what? It is memorable. It is jaw-dropping, but not
in the worst
unexpected
ways.
and full of everything I hate about this business. Like I could hear Jack Kirby screaming from beyond the grave, be like, "Comics will break your heart, kid." I could feel it when
One of the sole reasons that ASM unfortunately no longer is in all my pull list until it gets better.
And you know what's sad?
Same
you know
here.
what's sad? This
Same
week's
here.
issue, I feel like felt like Spider-Man. I was like, oh,
It needs to be like the talk of the town. The entire community's like raving about, because it's Spider-Man, so it needs to be the talk of the town. But like the Kamala Khan death was just, compared to like Tony said, deaths in the past and stuff like that, it just was not even on the caliber.
I gotta tell you, when they killed Wolverine, right?
Yeah.
During the Perlmutter era, Wolverine was dead for 5 years. 5 years in comics that Wolverine was dead. That was outrageous to me. I was like, anyone else was running around with claws, but it was not our Logan. Even Old Man Logan was running around with the X-Men, but not our Logan. He's dead.
Barry Allen was dead for a whole generation of readers, and no one talks about that. I mean, most people grew up with Wally West, believing he was the main Flash because DC had been using Wally West for like 20 years.
Yeah.
From
how long was Kara Zor-El dead? Because Kara died
about same time. Same time. They both died the same moment, and they both got brought back at the same moment during the 52 resurrection thing. Because hers was another story, because she was Matrix during the whole, and everybody thought it was really Supergirl, but she was dead.
Right, Matrix was the synthetic life from the Pocket World, and the Alexander Luthor of the Pocket Dimension, Superboy's pal Luthor. He created her, modeled her after Lana Lang. But they mistakenly released Zod, Feora, and Jaxer from the Phantom Zone. So that Lex sends Supergirl to go retrieve this Superman to help them, and Superman has to murder them with the kryptonite of that world because he has no other choice.
I remember that.
So we have that Supergirl for a long time until the Michael Turner Batman Superman Supergirl shows up. And then even when she gets her own series, at the first issue, she goes, "Oh, I'm not even the first Supergirl. There was a shapeshifter. There's Power Girl." So I love it, and I really I'm really sad that when they rebooted after Crisis, they didn't let John Byrne make Power Girl Superman's cousin. Like that's what he really wanted, and they're like, absolutely not. And then they're like, "Oh, but we're using her in Justice League Europe. What do we do?" It's like, give her a new origin.
I want to talk about an interesting take on the death on comics.
Go ahead, Durs.
Something that, because like I was just like trying to think, because like I said, I'm a new reader. I read through the 90s and stuff like that up until I was like 11 or 12, but I just got back into comics the past couple of years. But Spawn is my go-to when it comes to comics. It's what I love. It's what I read. And in the first, had to bust out the raw Spawn real quick to show this off, because in the first, very, very, very first issue of Spawn, there's a little hourglass that breaks, and you see his power. It says 9999.
Yeah.
So that was in the very first issue in Spawn, and every single issue after that, the very last page ends with his power level. And it's currently, this is the newest issue, it is at 1989.
Wow.
So at some point, that's going to run out, and like Spawn's basically, he's dead already. He's already died and came back, so he can't die. But at some point, that power level is going to run out. So I'm very interested in, because that's been going on since Spawn #1, since the 90s all through now. I'm very curious to see how that's going to run out and what that's going to do to affect that character.
Well, the question you have to ask is, are they going to reset it like they did the Doctor's Regenerations after he hit 12?
Right. What?
I mean, that is a good question. I think what will happen is if Todd is in charge at the time, I think he will be dead. Like when it hits 0.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
they may do some shenanigans where they top up the number or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Like
add,
that might happen.
Once he
But,
starts
like-
getting close down to 100 or something, they'll add more
Yeah.
to his time.
Some issues is a massive deplete though. He'll
Yeah.
skip a whole number. Like if he has a huge battle and he's used so much power, it will
Yeah.
jump super far down too. So
Because that's what that is his magic meter.
yeah, it's his power level
What
basically.
is
Yeah.
it? The necro.
His necroplasm.
Yeah, necroplasm.
Mhm.
But from Todd's perspective, that's why he's branched off into this universe, so that it doesn't matter if Al dies,
Right.
like because you got everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, eventually, somebody, be it Todd or somebody else, will want Al back, but that's that's in the
Who
future.
knows? Yeah, we're
Like,
getting 6 new Spawn books, so
yeah.
So going back to the topic on hand, right? Death in
Yeah,
comics.
definitely.
I want to say one thing is that we forget something as readers, especially in comic books. But death is a physical character in both Marvel,
Yes.
DC, and Indies. It's
Mhm.
not an action or that's where the hang up is. You say death in comics, like somebody dies in real life, they're not coming back unless you're Jesus, right? So I mean, in comics, it's a different, that there only have been some mainstay characters like Uncle Ben or, very few that have physically stayed dead. But for kind of MacGuffin reasons, really, Uncle Ben, the only reason they've kept him dead is to keep that whole, like, moniker of Spider-Man's, the power comes great responsibility, my huge failure, but other than that, there's no other reason. But, like, when you have two characters in both franchises running around, like Death was Thanos' girlfriend for like the longest time. That was the whole reason he started that crap.
That's why he snapped
Like-
everybody out of existence, basically.
And not only that, but
Yeah.
that was like a whole 10-year thing in the 90s, right? And then we get to the 2000s and they do this thing where Deadpool's stealing, Death from Thanos.
Mhm.
No, but even in DC, Death is a physical character. So much so that, she's loved by, and adored by
Mhm.
DC fans,
Sure.
to the point where she was invented in an indie series and, has been brought over to the main continuity. And that didn't take that long,
She exists in Spawn. They exist
Mhm.
like every entity or every like era of comics. Like it's a problematic character. So like, but at the end of the day, I mean, Are you gonna kill money? Are you gonna? Are you gonna
they
kill
definitely
money?
are going to do that.
Yeah,
That's my
so,
point,
So
because-
you always get like death in comics. I feel it just, especially
is
with
used.
Go ahead.
It
go
can
ahead.
be, no, that I'm validating what you're saying. It can be used as that gimmick. Sorry about this
Mhm.
loud car.
No, you're
It
good.
can be used as a gimmick, and I think that's why they did that, because in the golden age, death was a thing, right?
Mhm.
I mean, if you go back to the original comics, if Superman killed off someone, and yes, Superman killed off people, like
When
they
Superman
stayed dead
died,
at that time.
Mhm.
But I want to say around the Silver Age, once they, it was like once they kind of determined that they couldn't just keep killing off characters because they couldn't invent characters as fast as they were killing them off. They had to do something. So, I mean, making Death an actual character and having it not a mainstay always gives you that MacGuffin in writing to,
Yeah.
Do whatever
do
you
something
want.
big or flashy or.
I blame
My
the new.
my
I
thing
blame the
about
new
it
age
is
X-Men
is
with
does
Krakoa.
it serve the story? Like
No.
you're telling.
Right.
Agreed.
Does
Agreed.
death serve the story?
No,
And
really.
it like with the Miss Marvel character recently, that was clearly not serving a story. That was serving a cash grab, and we all realize that. But like, I'm reading Injustice at the moment. I'm year 4 at the moment, and there are a number of deaths in that really serve the story, and it's really important to that story arc. And the reality is, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. You can just it can be a completely self-contained story, and it can matter in this story arc. But once this story arc is over, it doesn't matter. Like,
Right.
and that's fine, but it needs to serve the story.
I think we should.
Injustice is perfect because, like, it is self-contained.
Oh,
That is
Injustice
their
is
little
awesome.
universe.
That's why
Life and
Black
death there
Label
is their thing.
Freaky Louis, by the way.
We got Freaky Louie.
Yeah, Injustice is amazing, bro. It's a perfect
Yeah.
example, like the Black
It's
Label
remarkable.
entities and
I'm so
everything like
impressed
that.
with it. It's really, really good.
I feel like when they have a transition of character, like let's say a whole new character is going to be taking over the mantle, said character is going to be going away. that's their big opportunity to kind of give us a build up as a reader, to get us emotionally invested into possibly killing off, whatever, the original Captain America when Sam Wilson takes over, or anybody in that aspect. But at the end of the day, if they kill them off, then they can't use them again unless they create some alternate storyline. So it's super convoluted for the writers and us as readers, but I would like, because like there's nothing better than opening that last page of a comic book, getting that super cliffhanger. Oh my god, I can't wait for that next one. But like, it's like, I wish it was like, oh my god, in that next issue, am I going to open up? Is this character going to be dead? Is this whole book going to be that emotional roller coaster? And that last page, or like Dual Powerbomb is a great example of how that emotional roller coaster, how you can do that right.
Yeah. But my thing is that stories traditionally have beginning, middles, and ends. And the problem is that we have an idea that comics are just the middle all the way through them forever. Like there's no end to the comics. And that isn't the case. When you finish a story arc, that should be the actual end of the story. And then you can MacGuffin your way out of it if you really have to insist on some massive continuity, which is what DC and Marvel have had the problem with. But the cash grab of Miss Marvel it isn't even the same field. It has nothing to do with serving the story.
It'd be different if she was constantly in the book and helping Peter out. I mean, she was here and there. She was working at the lab with whatever Osborn or whatever. But I think there's a good opportunity with the whole Ultimate Universe coming back and stuff. That you can easily get attached to those, because I never read the original Ultimate Universe. So if they build that right with the
this is not the Ultimate Universe.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know it's its own thing, but then the Ultimate Universe series comes out later this year, right? The new one. Yeah. So I never read the original one. So you could create a whole story around these new characters that I'm getting attached to and kill them off, and that's a perfect example because they're a whole different universe. Kill them all off.
Yeah, that's kind of what they did at the end of the original.
Yeah,
the original Ultimates. Yeah, it was just like kill them all.
Yeah, and they just kind of like bloop that universe is gone.
So but they're not back. This is a whole new fabricated thing, and like that, because the covers are misleading. I was like, oh, he's gonna bring his universe back. No, he's like, I kind of like your world. I'm gonna make a copy, and I'm gonna manipulate everything to go my way.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a good way to get around. Like boom, perfect example of them getting around the whole permadeath thing.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's a good point to brought up. Okay, because recently in comics they do have something new. If you don't know, we got Krakoa and X-Men, right?
Hate it.
And honestly, you think. Well, okay, so that's the thing. You think about the idea, and it just sounds dumb. But the way the X-Men have done it has actually provided to be a great way for them to like kill off characters and bring them back. And it's not done in a bad way. Like, it could be used in that cash grab way like Kamala Khan, but it's not. They don't just kill off characters for no apparent reason. It's big story points, stuff like that. I want to say there have been
dying in like normal battles and then coming right back and stuff like that, right?
But for an inventive way for them to, because they don't always bring people back. I mean, there are rules that come with it. It's not so easy as it sounds. But to actually come up with the story device like that actually works around writers, to keep a progression, because that's the concept of comics. Like Dr. Von Hoop brought up. Stories are made to have a middle and end, and comics don't really do that. It's kind of like playing Dungeons and Dragons. There is no end game. It's ongoing. There's no final battle. And I've had, people hate Dungeons and Dragons because of that aspect, that there is no completion mark of the game. Yes,
I'm about to be starting playing a Dungeons and Dragons thing with Paul and 619 and a whole bunch of other people. So shout out to that.
But that's kind of like comics, especially with ongoing. I mean, you're talking about Batman and Superman been going on for 80 years, and at this point, even as a new writer, I mean, you're talking about you got to be encyclopedia to be a successful writer to go into something that's that established. You have to know all the backstory and
Or
all
you'll
this
get
other stuff.
roasted by
Yeah,
diehard fans that you don't
Yeah.
know the character or aren't giving the character
yeah,
justice and blah
That's
blah 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 blah.
that's why
and
they gave
then
the job to Mark Wade.
yeah, and then you're trying to come in on top of knowing all this encyclopedia, and you're trying to give the reader something new and inventive and stuff. And 80 years of other people's stuff in front of you. I mean,
Tough.
how inventive can you get, kind of thing. So when new story devices come up like that, I do enjoy that when it's used in the right way. Like especially with the X-Men. I mean, Marvel could have totally used that as a cash grab, like every
Mhm.
aspect of that, and they really haven't, which is surprising.
Isn't it the Fall of X coming? Isn't Krakoa? Because I don't read the X-Men, but I still keep up with them. Didn't Krakoa like get destroyed and they don't have that technology anymore?
It's
There's
not
two.
destroyed, right?
Yeah.
The five are missing with a whole bunch of
Mhm.
other mutants, but they are alive. And what's her name? Rasputin from the future. She's got everybody's genetic marker in her. So
Gotcha.
if push came to shove, she could
They
do
could
it.
resurrect. Yeah.
Gotcha.
She's one of the few. But I just for X-Men historians, Cannonball has come back because he's an external.
Hey, buddy.
Dazzler reformed herself from light.
Shout out Taylor Swift.
Jean put herself back together telekinetically. So I'm just waiting for all three of these mofos to show up at the end of this and be like, "What? You think you could just wipe us out?" I'm like living for it. And Exodus's power is built on faith, and now all these units are following him. And I'm like, this mofo's gonna be Omega level plus when he shows up. It's gonna be great. I gotta tell you, Fall of X, the Hellfire Gala. There are things I don't like. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not like perfect, and it does upset me that certain characters, right? But overall, it's like energized me, brought me back into the X-Men fold. I'm fascinated. I just read X-Force with Mikhail Rasputin, and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't realize how awful he was. This is amazing.
I couldn't read X-Men in single format. I actually like reading it in trade and everything. It was actually a lot better read. Trying to read it in single, it was just so convoluted and confusing and stuff. But once everything finished, I went back and like read everything before Inferno and stuff. And you're talking about how good like Fall of X was. I mean, Sword of X of Swords and House of X and like all that before Inferno. I mean, at the time reading it in single issues, I used to dog Hickman and stuff, but actually reading it in a full completed, oh my god, it was so good.
Sword of X, I found to be a dog when it was coming out. Now I read the trade, and I'm like, oh my god, this was just a slow burn. It's actually kind of brilliant.
There was like twists and turns that took like 30 issues to get through, and the way he incorporated all the tie-ins from the other X-Men, it was a lot better read in a trade format, but it was really good.
So
I've been really enjoying trades.
The trades work. And I didn't read this House of X, Powers of X stuff until I picked up the trade. And by the time that I had picked that up, another major event happened with the X-Men, and they changed everything around. And I had seen Steve Orlando, I think it was the second year of FlameCon. And so I was like, Superman Doomsday, beautiful. But he told me that when he joined on for Marauders, he's like, we have a weekly meeting. And it's like, and Kirkman pops in, not Kirkman, Hickman pops in like every other week because like he still has the master plan. So I was fascinated by that. So I'm sticking. I wish I had some death stuff on me. I'm like, this feels all wrong.
Well, I'm gonna run through a list of some deaths that. Okay, they may have came back, but at the time, the deaths actually kind of shocked me, or just holding it in my hands, it kind of shocked me. And okay, the first ones I'm going to mention is Norman Osborn, for example. When he died in ASM 122, he stayed dead until 1996. And actually, during the 80s, I remember seeing an interview with Todd McFarlane where he was doing ASM, and they asked him where, did you have any rules that you could or couldn't do in ASM? And he said he asked them, and they told him that he couldn't bring back Gwen Stacy, Norman Osborn, or Uncle Ben. And then, when he came back in 1996 with Spider-Man 75, you find out he's the master of the Clone Saga. And anyway, that one, and then the death of Kraven when he blew his head off with the shotgun, that shocked me.
Is that in this story?
Yeah, spoilers.
This is the Epic collection from.
Kraven the last one.
I haven't read it. It's okay. Go ahead. I pretty much know the whole story. I've just never.
In my opinion, that is the best Spider-Man book. I think the last one is light years ahead of the other stuff that was happening in Spider-Man.
See, I got old stuff.
For that time, it was. Now, for me, it's Superior Spider-Man. I think it's my favorite.
Born Again is magic as well. You are absolutely right, Des.
Yeah.
And then
Superior turned out so good.
Yeah, I'll even go as far as saying when Superman died, yeah, we all knew he was coming back, but to hold that in his hand and see that he died, I was like, holy shit.
And they kept him dead. They kept him dead for 2 solid years.
Yeah, I did not. As I was a teenager going through that, and I did not. I really thought, especially picking up issue to issue and reading that when it was going on. Like you said, 2 years, and we didn't have Superman. We had Reign of Superman, and that's what I thought they were going to stick with Steel, Superboy. I really thought they had killed off Superman.
And then a few more, just for an example, Jason Todd. In 1988, during the death in the family, the readers voted whether or not he would live or die, and I actually participated in that.
I voted. Yep.
I voted.
I called it a number.
First, I voted to kill him, and then I voted to save him because I felt bad. Too. So
that's great.
But
I love it. I love you guys doing that. That's amazing.
He stayed dead for 17 years until he came back as the Red Hood.
Yeah.
Now, 2 other deaths that have not. The characters, as far as I know, haven't come back, and that's little Timmy from ASM 248, the kid that collects Spider-Man. Quite possibly one of the best Spider-Man stories I've ever read, next to Kraven's Last Hunt. Those are my top 2. I highly recommend reading it. It's a very touching story. And I'm still wondering if Nomad is still in the back of Winter Soldier's trunk.
He could be. But it's Captain Marvel who has never come back. Even when we thought he was back,
I found it. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, the death of Captain Marvel is another one where he stayed dead. You're right.
I think that's the only one Marvel is truly going to stay their ground on.
When they killed Captain America at the end of Civil War, I actually told somebody, when Secret Invasion was fixing to start, and I was like, what if you find out that the Cap that died was a Skrull? Wouldn't that be cool? But of course, they did the whole. What was it? He was displaced in time or something like that.
Yeah.
Or that was was that Batman?
No, that was both of them. That was both of them because they can't help but copy each other. Oh look, it's Bucky Cap. Oh look, it's Red Hood Batman.
Yeah.
Bro, if we're talking about mad characters being dead at the end of Vanish, who knows when that book? I know that book just came out, but that's my favorite book. So, the main character supposedly died or disappeared at the end. I don't know when Donny Cates is coming back, but Donny Cates, if you're watching, make sure old boy's not dead. Bring him back. Get that book back. Heal up. I need to read it.
Yeah, it was a weird place to end it.
It was.
That was actually a great. I really want him to be well. I really do. But what a place to leave that book off. You're right. I was like, oh no! What if this is all we get?
I'm biased. I'm biased as a Spawn fan, but that's one of my top books. So
I keep calling Vanish every time it's in my 5 pick. I keep calling Vanish this generation Spawn, and everyone is sleeping on it.
There's a Vanish #1 cover that's literally an homage to this cover. So.
Oh wow!
I have that one. I love it.
Yeah,
honestly, it's funny. They share a vibe. It's not the same thing, but they share a vibe.
It's the eyes and stuff like that. The trailing magic and everything. So, and even Todd talked about the book, how he enjoyed it and he approves of it. So,
and that is high praise coming from Todd.
Mm-hmm. Stegman art and Kate's writing, baby.
Yeah, the art gorgeous. The covers have been gorgeous. I always encourage people to read it. They always look at me weird, and I'm like, "You got to try it." And then I usually go, "Do you like Spawn? You gotta like this."
Yeah.
But hey, my dudes, I gotta bounce out of here. I got some stuff to do for the night. It's always
Take it easy, brother. Thanks for hanging out.
Yes, sir. It's
Thank
always a
you.
pleasure.
Great hanging out with you.
Of course, man. Tomorrow, Sunday at 6. I hope you guys can come kick it. I love you guys.
Yeah.
You guys have a beautiful night.
Have a good one, bud.
You too, man.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a good one.
Who?
So, did we accomplish anything on the whole death in comics? Is it still relevant, or should they just hang it up for a little while?
I mean, they should hang it up for a little while, but I do love when it serves the story, even when I know they're gonna come back. Actually, I'll tell you some of my favorite deaths. Like the first one that like impacted me, gutted me as a kid, is the death of Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
I loved every second of her going to fight the Anti-Monitor, seeing Superman getting his ass handed to him, telling the new Dr. Light, "You're gonna get my cousin out of here." And she fights to the death, and she's dying in Superman's arms, and she's like, "It's okay because you taught me to be brave." Like I still get chills from that. I cried when I reread it. I love it. And then years later, on Phil Jimenez's Wonder Woman run in the Our Worlds at War crossover in Wonder Woman, Hippolyta dons, her armor to go out and fight one of these world drills or whatever, right? And she's like, and this thing is coming into the Earth's atmosphere, and she's fighting away, and Wonder Woman swoops in, and she's like, you can't be here, Diana. Like, just go. And she's like, "Mom, like, what are you even doing?" And she's like, "You're not Wonder Woman." And she just punches Diana out of the way because she's like, she needs to save her daughter. And then, of course, the thing explodes. Superman thinks it's Diana that just got hit by this thing. He flies in, he's holding her, and he lands on the ground. And Diana comes over and punches Superman away. It's like, "Get your hands off my mother." And she's just like, I'm sorry. I told you you're not Wonder Woman." I'm like, oh my God. Like, that issue kills me. And what do you call it? Joe Kelly wrote the issue from Superman's perspective in Superman, right? And I'm like, oh my God. So one time I'm talking to Phil Jimenez about it. There's an issue with Lois interviewing Wonder Woman, and he said, "I wrote Diana's lines and Joe wrote Lois's lines." And then when it came for the crossover, it was almost the same thing. He's like, he wrote Superman's perspective, I wrote the other character's perspective, and we just let it meet in the middle. But I tell them all the time, that death really got me. And again, it was a few years to bring her back because, of course, who's looking for Hippolyta? But they did the whole thing with the JSA doing their poker night in honor of her. Like, it was like really beautiful and like felt. And even though it's convoluted history, I love the legacy of Wonder Woman, where like, there was Wonder Woman, her mom, Wonder Woman, Diana, Wonder Woman, Donna Troy for a hot minute. I really enjoyed that. And DC rather just erase stuff than deal with the beauty in the confusion, personally. But those are two major deaths that I was like, oh my God, the whole time I was reading it.
What about you, DVH?
Yeah, what about you, Doctor?
Interesting.
Any more time to think? I got one.
Oh yeah, I mean you can go, yeah, if you want to, if you've got one.
I was actually trying to think hard because honestly, some of the best stories are the death storylines, like Death of the Family, stuff like that, and they're brought up a lot. But for me, recently, it was actually Alfred's death in the Tom King run of Batman.
Yeah.
You talk about and I know a lot of people don't like that run. I know a lot of people do. I loved a lot of that run, but man, that actually, like, what went down and how it went down, and some of the comics that we got after that, like the RIP issue. You're talking about, I didn't just cry when he got killed. I didn't just cry when he got killed. I cried during the RIP issue. I've cried like other moments because how they've used it he is a character currently that they've kept dead. They have like kind of faked him coming back, but technically in main continuity he's still dead, but how they've impacted and used that death within the Bat family, I eat that shit up. You talk about when they use it right. And
how about when Dick had the memorial made for Alfred in the city? Yo, I'm like, this is such a great issue. Like, I really burst into tears because I was like, oh my God, like, I'm like, Tom Taylor is really gonna take us through it. Alfred's another one I predict a 5-6 year gap, right? Because he is using it every moment. I even love when Dick is trying to make some major decisions, right? And when he goes inside his own head for guidance, he's looking to Alfred.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think that that's like that gets me every time. You know,
So
and he just thinks of Alfred and Bruce as his dads, right? Like the my two dads mentality. It blows me away.
so I got one more for you, and this one is kind of another like skeptical one, but James Gordon Jr.'s death. I'm
Oh,
talking about the serial killer son of James Gordon going through his whole spiel, and you're talking about a
Yeah.
character you were designed to hate. Designed to hate. He was I mean, a huge failure, turned into a serial killer, going against, I mean, his dad is a cop, his sister is bad girl. I mean, you're going through that whole story, and we get to the death. You know it's coming. I mean, on some form or fashion, but we actually got there. And to this day, they're still using it. Where James Gordon, I mean, where Jim, I mean, it's gonna be his biggest burden, his biggest, failure. And you're talking about that issue when he died, and when Jim got the response, I cried like a baby. I mean, it was such good writing, and they used it the right way. Man, it was good.
It is, and the Nightmare Batman in the what is it, the Detective Comics Night
Hmm.
Terrors? He threw it right in Jim Gordon's face.
Oh yeah,
Like and I was like, wow. And in the meantime, I'm like looking at Night Terrors, and I'm like, it's just another summer crossover. And I'm reading the issues, and I'm like, oh my god.
yeah.
Like I cannot believe those two issues put Jim through the ringer, and it's like amazing. But you're right; those are two, and in the Bat family too. But two deaths that are major.
I'd love to say that I've come up with something like, but I really haven't. Like
No
it's
Transformer, no.
well, I mean, if we're
Optimus
talking
Prime.
Optimus Prime's death,
Right?
but
Not talking about the movie. I'm talking about.
that,
I'm talking about comics.
yeah, I
Because
know
I don't
that's
know
what I mean.
Transformer.
Like, so
I don't know
it's
Transformer.
never. I mean, yeah, I mean, there are deaths in Transformers that really matter, but you have to have read them. The ones that I'm talking about, like in the Lost Light and the More Than Meets the Eyes run, they are really important. But at the same time, it's never emotionally got me like the way you're talking about
No.
them. I mean, I guess the closest one, like Durr said it, like do a power bomb is the best use of death to trigger a story, basically for me. Like it's because it was emotional, and it's essentially all about dealing with grief as well. So it's it's palpable. I just like my brain is failing me, and so much as I just
So
can't
was
think
mine.
of any. Like
So is
Well,
mine, because it's I was trying to remember like
I know that I know a lot of deaths, but I'm just
Yeah.
like
I-
it's
I was gonna mention the death of Jean DeWolf when she died, when she was killed by the Sin Eater. That was Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man 107, 107 to 110.
wait, who was it?
She was a police detective that was a friend with Spider-Man, and then like the first right when the story arc opened, they find her dead in her apartment, and the Sin Eater killed her, and then it goes from there. He starts killing a bunch of folk, and then you find out it was her partner, or it was a cop that Spider-Man was working with trying to solve the crime. I was going to mention that, but I have a question. Would stray dogs qualify? The fact that all these dogs,
that's tremendous. Yeah, that's
all these,
that
great
page. You know the page that I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
that hits you hard. I'm
cried
not
a
even
little.
really a dog guy. Like,
I'm
and
not
I'm like, oh damn.
I like
that's,
animals, but I love animals.
I
I love
I like
nature.
animals, but like I'm not like I don't have a dog.
That was a
Like,
great story though.
yeah, it's tremendous. That's a good shout, Tony. Yeah.
And there's some others recently, during that time frame, because Stray Dogs was one of my favorite from 2021, but also
Yeah.
Layla Starr, the mini deaths of Layla Starr.
that's Layla Starr.
Oh wow.
That was great. The concept of death, all of a sudden immortality exists and no one's gonna die. What does death do now? What does that character of death do after no one dies? And I man, you talk about an actual like beginning, end, and middle, to a story. It was wonderful. Another one that no one ever talks about, because I hear Layla Starr brought up a lot, but Carmen was great from Gilliam March. It was the Image, a 4-issue series. extreme nudity, I would say, but it's about a girl that dies, and basically like death or a version of death comes and kind of lets her accomplish some things before she's taken off to the other place or whatever. But Carmen was really good.
Well, I guess we're talking about two sort of different things. It's like death as a narrative device
versus actual,
like somebody actually dying and that being the consequences of the death, or death as an ongoing sort of story
concept.
The story is part of what happens with the death, which is difficult. It's interesting that there are so many different takes on how you can read it and how it fits into like the mainstream continuities. How they have given us great stories in all those directions.
Well, guys, I think we had a good chat on this. Anything else before I start the next thing, or I got something I want to show off.
Show us.
I love a box.
All right, so I got a message this morning. I was getting ready for my family reunion. I got a message from Dr. Von Hoot telling me, "Hey, you're going to expect a package today. You should be getting a package today." And it was for my birthday, correct, DVH?
Yeah. I didn't just want to send you a T-shirt promoting myself. It felt a bit weird. So I was like, well, also I looked at the shipping and stuff, and I thought, well, I could just buy him something from Amazon and it'd get there way quicker and would cost the exact same thing just to ship the thing. Might as well do it that way.
I ordered something at Christmas from Amazon.uk and it got here faster and cheaper. It blew my mind.
It does sometimes, yeah. They're pretty good.
But so I'm gonna open this up and see what I got here. I got some. Oh, here's a message here. A gift for you. Happy birthday, my dude, from Dr. Von Hoot. Oh,
Make you big.
This is a transformer.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Transformer.
Oh, wow.
More than meets the eye.
Holy shit. Oh. I already see what it is. Oh, it's my boy. Coronation Starscream.
Starscream. I love Starscream.
Yeah, he's my favorite character. And this is funny because how long has it been, DVH? Me and him had a conversation on Instagram because I was debating on buying this or if you remember in the Transformers thing where I unboxed the Megatron statue, there's five other statues in that series, and I'd found a Prime, and I was trying to decide whether to get this or the Prime. Because this has got my boy.
And to be clear, I told him to get the statue because it's not very good. Like that's what I told him, and then I immediately ordered it in that conversation. I was just like, send it to him.
But yeah, he made my decision a whole lot easier. I mean, now I can get the Prime statue to go with the Megatron.
There you go.
That is nice. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that.
No, it's fine. I was really you gave me a bit of a layup. Like, because I kept thinking, like, I could get him some comics, I could pack some comics, but he's got so many comics. Like, I know he likes Transformers, and then you were like, which one of these two should I get? And I was like, I'll get you the one that I know is good, and you can get the other one yourself. Like,
well, I'll have to tell my brother because he was thinking about getting one of these. And I told him what you said. I said, well, DVH said that it's not worth the price, so you might want to not get it. So I have to tell him now that.
So is that an action figure?
I might have bended the truth a little bit.
Or is it a statue?
No, this is the action figure.
No, it's an actual Transformer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, DVH, cool. I love your methods. I love them.
Hell yeah!
Wow, it's even got
deviously
the throne
in a good way.
Yeah.
See, I like this because this encapsulates when my boy was the leader of the Decepticons for all of 5-10 seconds, and then,
5-10 seconds. Yeah.
You got to put on that crown, and then he disintegrated.
and who dares disrupt my coronation?
Yeah,
I
it's
love
one of the
Starscream.
best scenes in the movie as well. I
Yeah, it
absolutely
is.
love him getting murked by Galvatron. It's fantastic.
The whole trumpets and stuff. I always wondered why they had the trumpets if they were on Cybertron,
yeah.
but yet they were like do 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 do.
Yeah.
What the Decepticons can't have some showmanship?
Yeah,
They had class.
But
You're right.
do they,
more
do-
class than the Autobots.
But do
Yeah.
they breathe? Like,
Right. How does that work? They were electronic instruments. It was just the
Next
the more
week-
you talk about it.
Next
Sorry.
episode's topic: does Transformers really breathe?
there you go.
Right.
The important questions we ask them
Yeah.
here.
Why do genders exist within Transformers?
Oh, you don't know how often that argument comes up.
Oh Lord!
There's some
Oh
wonky-
man.
For too long,
What
we'll be
is
going
a
down the
headmaster?
Brody. For too long, we'll be going down the Brody rabbit hole from Mallrats talking about superhero sex organs.
Right? Oh, that was when we were kids, man. That was, I mean,
Well,
who didn't have that lunch table conversation?
You know you did, yeah.
Yeah,
That's like the verses. I can't think of how many verses conversations I've had, and the conflicts of
Yeah.
interest that go back and forth. No, Hulk would win. No, One Punch Man would win. No.
I
Ash.
always used to.
Still remember the junior high school cafeteria arguments. I remember them vividly.
I always used to upset people because I'd be like, Roga touch One Punch Man, and then she'll kill everybody.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a great. You can't really argue with that.
Unless she's
Well,
covered up.
Well, I'm gonna go around the
Rogue's
horn.
going into
and-
battle.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around the horn, and guys, y'all just sound off on what y'all got coming on this next week or whatever's coming up. Cliff, we'll start with you. What you got coming up?
Sunday nights with the Council of Comics, we do the box office and movie reviews. This week we're reviewing Call from 1980 something. So and that'll be at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Monday nights in the middle of everyone else doing their thing. Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do our keys and of the week and hot topics, and I'm sitting there watching everyone else's channel explode.
You picked the wrong night there. Let's be honest.
I'll tell you what. When we started doing this, it was when we started doing this, we had only just met Empire Angel, right?
Yeah.
And he had mentioned this community, but it was initially in passing. Then as he started to introduce us to this community, then I was like, well, crap. I'm like, we've committed to this Monday night thing. So we know we're in the middle of the mess, and we appreciate anybody who drops by. But that is our Monday nights, and that's 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you still see me jumping in on everybody else's chat.
And for those of y'all that don't know, Council of Comics, because I know you're new to Trev and some other folks, but Council of Comics, Trev, Cliff, New York, he's a good guy. Good guy.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
I'm gonna make myself. Go ahead, Cliff. I'm sorry.
Oh, so Tuesdays we actually film in the shop for New Comic Book Day, and then New Comic Book Day is usually up around 3 p.m. on Wednesdays, and you guys can enjoy our antics and our sketches and our picks of the week. So that's what we have coming up currently. We're trying to do a Comic Book Addicts crossover soon, and then I forgot what else we have going on, but those are all the things that I'm hot about. And, we'll see what comes. I'm going to be in Ottawa for Ottawa Comic Con September 8th, 9th, 10th. So that'll be interesting. And I'll be doing my movie review from my hotel room that Sunday.
Cool. Well, Mike, what you got going on? I know you got plans for Sunday.
Yep, me and Trev will be doing our Sunday night thing. I think it's 9 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Mountain.
I will make a point to watch this week. I'm sorry for missing last week.
Nah, don't be sorry. I mean, tune in if you can. If you can't, no. But I think this week will be a Q&A. I think he has an unboxing set up for him, and then because I don't have that, but and then a Q&A for both of us, kind of thing. Other than that, just reviews on my channel. That's about it.
And everybody sub up Mike because he needs to hit that milestone 666.
And
That would be nice. That would be cool.
His reviews are good and consistent, and I really enjoy them. He just sits there with the. I know a lot of people do reviews that are flashier, and I appreciate some of them, but like Mike's reviews are honest, right there. He's like, look at this page, and I'm like, and I love it because I appreciate that passion. That's me sitting in the comic book store. I'm like, look at this death scene. This is how you die in a comic.
And this is something I don't talk about, but watch my new comic book day. If you're interested in reviews and you want something reviewed, that's the best way because you get to see what I pick up and you could just be like, hey, review that. I love requests like that. And
cool. Well, DVH, what you got coming up, man?
Well, tomorrow is.
Oh,
it's a little bit important in the world of professional wrestling.
Wrestling day.
Yeah.
I'm
going,
that's special.
I'm going to Wembley Stadium tomorrow, and it is all in, and I cannot wait. I've never seen anything at a stadium other than like one rugby match years ago. But this is going to be pro wrestling at its biggest. It is the biggest paid attendance for a wrestling show in history. And I'm going to be there as well as the Magic Badger, which is amazing. I had to share it with her. It's been 32 years, I want to say, since the last time Wembley Stadium had wrestling in it. So it's going to be bananas. I really can't wait. Hopefully, I will do a bit of a vlog about it and have a video up Monday, maybe even straight after. It depends how well I edit and stuff like that. Then I've got a bunch of unboxings to do. I haven't actually shot them, but we'll have more unboxings Monday or Friday, one of the two.
Cool.
And yeah, we carry on like that. And then I'll probably be here whenever you're on.
Dr. Van Who, is this AEW wrestling?
Yes. Yeah, AEW.
Okay. All right, so can someone explain to me who that organization is?
Yeah, it's owned by the Khan family, who own the Jaguars and Fulham Football Club over here. They're right. Vince McMahon is a billionaire, but they are like billionaires. Like
they're multi-billionaires.
They're huge. So it's a smaller company than WWE, but their backing is massive. So it's very exciting, and it's my preferred wrestling. Like I used to watch WWE religiously, so but I gravitate more towards that style that they do. That makes sense. And it's their first show in the UK, which happens to be at Wembley Stadium and is legitimately the biggest show of paid attendance ever. So it's something to do.
Apparently ESPN is very interested because that's how I caught on about the AEW. I am not a wrestling person, but I see a lot of you are really into it. But my personal trainer in the gym back in the early 2000s was Mike Bell.
Oh, right, yeah.
So he was coming up the ranks at the time. And he would tell me and my friend Matt all these stories. And it was the only time I was really interested because I knew him, right? Yeah. And he's like, one weekend he wrestled King Kong Bundy, right? Yeah. And he was telling me like, well, King Kong Bundy's much older now. And he's like, yeah, so I see him backstage and he's already hot and sweaty. And he's like, all right, kid, this is what we're going to do when we get out there. He's like, yeah, whatever you say, because you're King Kong Bundy. And then they would just go out and do it. And Mike had all these great stories. And then, of course, my gym partner got a promotion at work, so we couldn't go together, but I would still run into Mike. And then I didn't see him for some time. And then his brother's documentary came out. And then that's how I learned about, his issues with prescription medication. And then ultimately he passed away. But like, that is my only connection to wrestling, but it was really cool knowing someone who was in and going up the rank of the wrestling worlds, and we were getting all the stories at the time.
I think a lot of fans really enjoy the mechanics of the business as well as the storytelling, because like what you see on TV is basically a bit like comics in so much as like it's episodic storytelling with like good guys and bad guys that fight. But because they are real people, they exist in real life, and that is a whole nother layer of sort of bizarreness, because it is quite a bizarre industry. It's a fascinating place to like. There are a number of very good documentaries and stuff like that if you're interested in that kind of thing. But yeah, I love wrestling. I always have. It's great fun.
Well,
Jeremy.
So all right. So before I get started, I'm going to show this. If you hopefully this picture will show up. I took this while y'all were talking, and apparently DVH inadvertently got my cat a gift.
Ha ha!
He took, or actually, I should say my daughter's cat. He took over the box.
Nice.
Yeah, my cat loves boxes.
Everybody loves a good box. You can.
Right?
Like, I got a ridiculously large box for something. I can't even remember what it was. And the first thing I did was email my sister and be like, does your kid who is 2 want a giant box? And she was like, yeah, because everybody loves a giant box. Like, it's great.
I prefer an eggplant to a box.
So for me in the Comiverse channel, I got a few unboxing videos. I've got of course, y'all seen everything that I'm going to be showing in these videos, but so I've got a few of those. Next Saturday will be the next episode of Tony's Comic Spotlight, which I'm spotlighting DC Comics Presents number 26. That is the first appearance of Starfire, Raven, Cyborg, and the first appearance of the new Teen Titans.
The new Teen Titans.
That'll be pretty cool. I'll be back in 2 weeks because I went to a bi-weekly schedule till I get the internet taken care of at the house, and that'll be, I'm hoping somewhere around the 15th we may be able to lock something down. And then this next weekend I'm going to Conway to see my buddy, so that means I'll be taking a trip to the Batcave, like I always do. Hopefully I'll pick up something cool. But that's about what I've got going on. I'm fixing to, after I sign off here, I'm going to go in the living room and watch some Ewok movies. So, but once again, DVH, thanks for the awesome gift. I really do appreciate it. I want to thank Mike, Cliff, DVH, Durs for hanging out on the panel. We had a really good discussion about death in comics today. I think we had a pretty good discussion. I want to thank everybody that hung out in the chat as well. And that's all I've got, guys. Like I said, thanks for hanging out, and we'll see y'all next time.